Welcome back to Biomes. Today we're talking about something that is pretty niche and pretty just local to my area. Lots of people, even in Canada and even British Columbia, aren't really aware of this specific biome, but we're talking about it. This is the Okanagan Desert. So if you've watched some of my videos, you know that I live in the Okanagan Valley, not specifically in the Okanagan Desert. That is found around more Osoyoos and Kamloops, where I don't live, so I've only been there, I think, once. I do definitely want to go back at some point. It's not very far from where I live, a bit of a drive. But this is the Okanagan Desert. Now, technically, it doesn't 100% classify as a desert because there is a bit more precipitation per year than would classify it as technically a desert. However, it is still a very cool biome, and it is most of the way a desert. There's a lot of very interesting plants, including the antelope brush, which is kind of the main plant in the ecosystem that a lot of the ecology is based around. As well as this is the common rabbit bush, which is another very interesting plant with these very nice yellow flowers that provide food for a lot of the pollinators. There's also some other very interesting flowers, like the sagebrush mariposa lily. I have talked about a different mariposa lily on Endangered Species Spotlight. This is the not endangered one. It's just a different species of mariposa lily, but still looks very nice. There's also a few species of cactus, the most common one being the brittle pickly pear cactus, which I have seen around my city, even though it's not in the Okanagan Desert. These are still in some places, like up the mountains where I go hike sometimes. It's also home to a lot of very interesting animals, such as the burrowing owl, which is endangered, which I will do an Endangered Species Spotlight on sometime soon. Also has the western screech owls, which aren't endangered, but still very cool, and peregrine falcons, as well as some grouse and quail, such as the greater sage grouse, which I have already done an Endangered Species Spotlight on. It's also home to some amphibian species, such as the tiger salamander or the leopard frog. This is actually a photo I took of a leopard frog that, while not in the Okanagan Desert, it was at the bus stop at my university. So, just a little guy, a little friend. This is also one of the few places in Canada that you can see rattlesnakes, specifically the western rattlesnake here, which I haven't seen in person before, but I do want to at some point, hopefully without getting bit. There's also a couple species of bat, like the pallid bat, which I think are absolutely adorable. They are so cute, and look at his little snout, look at his little ears. There's also scorpions here. This is the northern scorpion. Lots of people that live in BC tend to be surprised when they find out that there are scorpions in Canada and specifically in British Columbia, so if you didn't know that and you live here, you're welcome. There's also some larger animals here too. There's the badgers, like this guy who's very cute but will fuck you up. There's also bobcats and bears in the desert, as well as larger grazing animals such as the bighorn sheep. There's also a variety of different species that are endemic to the region, meaning they're only found there, including the Bear's hairstreak butterfly, which is pretty much solely dependent on the antelope sagebrush for their caterpillars. So yeah, this is a very interesting, very small and local ecosystem that lots of people don't know about, but if you do know about it, it is a decently popular tourist destination. I do want to see maybe if I can drag my roommate out there sometime this month before the weather gets bad. So yeah, if you're in the Okanagan region of British Columbia and you want to check out a really cool ecosystem with some really cool animals and plants, go check out the Okanagan Valley Desert.